Alright, here we go. Two burly boys played Pokemon in their youth. One had to grow up, the other stayed true. Now the large grown-up child can name all of them, but the other guy probably 510. Now what can they do? Why don't they review? Now I'll talk about them till we die.
Die? Welcome, everybody. I'm Frank.
And I'm Joachim.
And this is your Certified Pokemoment, where we feature and talk about one Pokemon evolution line every single week.
Today's randomly generated, I need to preface that,
Yes.
Pokemon of the week is...
Oh, we've done him. We've done the Tyranitar line.
And trying again,
Seadra. I
Okay.
love Kingdra.
Yeah.
Didn't we talk about... We didn't talk about Kingdra like in an episode, but didn't he come up
He probably
at some
came
point
up because
recently?
he had an ability, maybe? Does he have a cool ability?
He has an ability we've talked about a lot
Is it
on
the
this
rain
channel.
one?
It is Swift Swim. I'll
Swift
just say
Swim,
now,
okay,
one of his main
okay.
abilities is Swift Swim.
What does Swift Swim do again?
You don't know at this
I
point?
can't remember.
That's crazy.
I have no RAM. I have my SSDs full. I have no
You
RAM.
know what? We'll wait till later.
I'm out of
to talk
swap
about
space
that.
and all that other
You went to the
computer
swap
stuff.
meet without me?
Yeah, we all swapped meat. I brought bug meat again. They were mad at me.
You brought bug meat?
I brought bug meat.
And you didn't invite me?
They were mad at me.
I would have eaten all the bug meat.
I know.
Raw.
I tried to get them to switch with me, but they wouldn't.
I would have switched. I would have given you my collection of guitar picks.
That's not meat. Dumbass.
You can still eat them. Makes a great substitute for a vegan burger.
Yeah. Oh, you pour enough this pile of banana peels and human poop. If it's seasoned just right, tastes like a burger.
Oh,
Just eat a
my
black bean
gosh.
burger,
Come
alright?
on, you
We already have the
guys.
perfect vegetarian burger.
Put some feta cheese on it. That'd be great.
That's not vegan though.
Put some feta cheese on it.
Alright. God.
Horsey is what
horse
Kingdra will be when it hatches from an egg.
Yeah.
Horsey is a solo water-type Pokemon and is known as the Dragon Pokemon.
That's kind of jumping the gun early.
Yeah. And its cry sounds like this. Iconic Gen 1 cry.
That is iconic. I feel like I so rarely back in the day saw Horsies for some reason. I feel like they must have just been in one area, or one
Yeah.
or two areas, that whenever I would see them, I'd be like, oh, this is so cool.
Yep. Horsey and Seadra, for a matter of fact, are honestly Gen 1 Pokemon that I think, man, you're Gen 1? You're too good to be Gen 1. Horsey and Seadra are great. And obviously, Kingdra being Gen 2 is the best of the best for that line.
Yeah.
But Horsey is adorable.
I always thought it was interesting that their shapes kind of changed. Like Horsey to Seadra makes sense, and then Seadra to Kingdra is so interesting.
I mean, they're pretty similar. Like,
Seadra and Kingdra?
there's Seadra.
Seadra's very pointy.
Yeah, and then there's Kingdra.
Kingdra's like wiggly.
He's a little less pointy.
He's
but...
wiggly.
Well, anyway, Horsey evolves into Seadra at level 32. It's still solo water, but is still known as the Dragon Pokemon. So Horsey and Seadra also follow the pattern of all these dragons not being Dragon type. For some reason, they only wanted Dragonite to be Dragon type.
I mean, back then, I don't know what their thinking was. Like,
I don't know.
we'll have the one dragon, and it's dragon type, and then they proceeded to make a lot more.
Am I forgetting about another ghost type in Gen 1, or was Gengar the only ghost type?
I think Gengar might be the... That's weird, though.
That's
if
weird,
it is.
because I know for a fact Dragonite line
it
was the
is.
only dragon.
I think it's the only ghost type Pokemon. We're probably wrong.
There's a chance we're wrong.
You want to do the Seadra cry and then we'll also get the answer?
Yeah, this is Siege's cry. So that was a cry.
That certainly
Less
was a Gen 1
iconic.
cry.
And yes, upon Googling, the only ghost type Pokemon was the Gengar line in Gen 1.
That's crazy.
Why would Gen 1
We
do
have
that?
so many. Maybe Pokemon didn't have its identity yet, right? Every Pokemon had a horn, and I feel like types weren't they hadn't evolved. It wasn't a fully fleshed out world yet. So types were just like, okay, there's one ghost type Pokemon. It's special. You have to get that one.
But that's the thing. They didn't talk about that within the lore. There was no NPC that was like, hey, get your hands on a Gengar. It's the only ghost type Pokemon. It's just like, it's almost like didn't they go into making Gen 1 expecting to make Gen 2?
Probably.
So maybe they're like, we'll flesh out more ghost and dragon types then when there's more space.
What dragon types are in Gen 2?
Kingdra.
And
no, there's gotta... that might be it. No, yes. Yeah, that might be it.
It's cool that we're talking about Kingdra.
It is
Thank
cool.
God
that
we got it wrapped back
Kingdra.
into Kingdra.
And then there was Mischievous for ghost types. But again, why am I not able to think of another...
Dusclops?
Nope, that's Gen 3.
Dusclops is Gen 3?
Yeah.
Whoa, good Gen 3 Pokemon.
Dusk Noir is the best.
Yeah, I mean, but Dusclops had to float, so Dusk Noir could float more.
Dang, yeah, this was a little bit of a tangent, but like, it's just crazy to me. I could talk about this for another hour, but I'm not going to. If you want your Seadra to evolve into a Kingdra, you have to trade it holding a Dragon Scale. You were close.
Dragon Scale.
Yeah.
Dragon Scale. Every time I hear that. Or Dragon Scale or Tail.
Yes, you had one of each. And then your Kingdra will become a Water and Dragon type, still known as the Dragon Pokemon, and its cry sounds like this.
Yeah, just
not bad, but
early gen cry, not very. I wish there was bubbles or perhaps some splashes.
Yes, maybe like the sound of water shooting.
Maybe the sound of a seahorse.
What sound does a seahorse make, Joachim? It sounds more like.
It sounds like. Ugh. That's it.
Get your hand out of there! Get your hand out of there!
I'm just trying to pull the pearl out of Seadra's nose or mouth. Sorry, mouth.
Yeah,
the hole at the front is a mouth, right?
Yes, that's its mouth. I love Kingdra. I think it's one of the best designed Pokemon, if I'm being honest. It's incredible you've probably seen it shiny already, but it's incredible.
I think I prefer Seadra's design a little bit.
I think you're high on meth crack.
I'm high on my own supply, but like I like how pointy Seadra is, and then when it becomes Kingdra, it gets like a weird little hat. Like it's the top of its head becomes more like a thing placed on it, and it just kind of throws me off.
I don't see that.
Look, enhance, zoom in.
Yeah.
See, there's like this little warbly line.
Yeah, that's
and then
just
it's got
its
that
head.
funny little nose.
That's just its head.
That's weird to me. I mean, the rest of it is cool. I like Kingdra.
Yeah,
it's cool. But like,
yeah,
I like the pointiness of Seadra.
Check out its Gen 5 sprite, though. Look at that bad boy.
Oh, that is. Oh
That's
man,
nice.
3D took
That's
away.
nice.
3D took away a lot.
Yeah,
that is nice. Gen 5, they really went off.
They popped. They popped.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, Kingdra was one of those Pokemon. I've said on this podcast before, back in like Black and White 2, White 2 specifically, I have over 999 hours in the game. It's because I would just be like, hey, I want this Pokemon and I want it at level 100. So I would breed it, and then I would give it its what I thought was its perfect moveset, and then I would just every day go battle the one battle a day trainers to get it to level 100. And Kingdra was one of the ones I did. I can't remember what nickname I gave it now, but it made me love Kingdra. I really, if I had a rain team, which we talk about almost every episode, because a lot of Pokemon are good on rain teams, Kingdra is absolutely going to be on it. He's just amazing.
I was playing, we had a Pokemon night yesterday.
Yes. As of recording this, not as of release.
Yeah. I was getting bodied by a Snorlax. I just fought some guy on the top of a hill in Kitakami, or on the top of that mountain, and he had a Snorlax, and he was just wiping the floor with me, and I was like, oh, I really wish my team was more synergistic, because I had like one Pokemon with a fighting type move, and it was superpower, and my Mudsdale kept getting fainted. I would have to switch out, heal him, get him back in, use superpower, and it would lower his attack.
Yep.
And Snorlax was already tanking, and then he kept using friggin' curse, so his defense kept going up, and I was like,
awful.
oh no, I have nothing. and then I tried to poison him, but he had immunity or whatever. What's the move? The ability
That doesn't let you poison?
Yeah.
I think it's immunity.
Yeah, he had immunity. And I was like, no! And I managed to paralyze him.
so
He
funny.
kept using body slam. And he kept paralyzing me.
Yep.
And then every time I tried to use a move, I was affected by paralysis. And then when I paralyzed him with my what's Charge Bug's final Vigavolt named Thuggin, he got to move every turn.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Honor is dead.
This Snorlax is kicking his butt. I
was thinking about the rain team we always talk about. I'm like, at least that would be like synergistic. It would all like play together. I'm like, all I had was like Vikavolt and Mudsdale as my heavy hitters, and the rest was
a Clefairy, because you refused to evolve it.
Yes, Clefairy,
Weezing.
Weezing, Big Tex. Oh, yep, I love you, Big Tex.
You have a Lurantis, right?
And Lurantis.
You need more special attack. Well, I guess Clefable would be a special attacker if you would just evolve it.
No, I also need to level it. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. I was just thinking about how much I want maybe to do like that rain team we were always talking about.
A rain team would be sick.
I do like Kingdra.
Yeah.
That might be nice.
Kingdra's a badass. Let's go ahead and do some Pokedex entries. I can do Horsey and Kingdra. You can do Seadra, since you like him so much. Yeah. Oh, I gotta go to Bulbapedia. Like we always talk about with Gen 1 Pokemon. For some odd reason, Cerebi does not have Gen 1 Pokedex entries listed. So let's go ahead, search Horsey. I almost said Horsey, and that would have been very embarrassing for me.
Yeah, I would have had to disown you from my channel.
From your
Certified
channel.
Pokemon.
Divine Comedy. Red and Blue, known to shoot down flying bugs with precision blasts of ink from the surface of the water. Yellow. Ink. Oh yeah, they shoot ink. That's this whole thing. It is weird. I don't know why, because seahorses don't do that in real life.
I think the men just carry baby, and
men carry baby,
and they are horse.
Humans should start doing that.
Man carrying baby.
Yeah, it's time the women got a break.
Honestly.
Honestly, screw them.
No, I gotta say, honestly, it is really tough. Janine will just be like, it'll be on her time of the month or something, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So glad that's not me. Holy cow. No, it's easy to be a guy. I love being a guy. I'm so sorry, ladies. It's tough.
Men should never complain. Men have it too easy.
Yeah, we got our own stuff to deal with, but I'm glad I don't have their stuff to deal with.
Joachim, the male loneliness epidemic is not real.
Okay, no, that's different. We can both have our own problems.
I know. I'm taking it to an extreme.
Yeah, one problem doesn't take away from the other person's problem.
Yellow. If it senses any danger, it will vigorously spray water or a special type of ink from its mouth.
I throw up sometimes, so I feel like that's my special ink.
It is. I've seen you throw up.
Yep. Orange, oily.
Yeah, very oily.
God.
Gold. If attacked by a larger enemy, it quickly swims to safely by adeptly controlling its dorsal fin.
So it's a fish.
Yes. And then I'm going to read Scarlet and Violet too, because I want to. If attacked, even by a large enemy, Horsey effortlessly, that's the dorsal fin, and it maintains balance using its tail, which is wound up like a coil. It may spray ink from its mouth.
Very inky.
Yes, very ink-based, these Pokemon. I don't know why they decided to do that. Oh, the trivia section's probably going to go hard.
I am a little bit interested, actually.
Yeah.
Which version do you want me to read from this?
Red and blue. Start with red and blue, and then just do whatever.
Red and blue. Capable of swimming backwards by rapidly flapping its wings like pectoral fins and stout tail. I forgot Gen 1 has weird entries that they don't start with
this Pokemon. Or Seadra can or whatever.
Yellow. Touching the back fin causes numbness. It hooks its tail to coral to stay in place while sleeping. That's probably just a thing that regular seahorses do. That's cute though.
Yeah.
Crystal. Wait, no. Why did I go down?
I don't know.
I'm gonna skip Stadium.
Yeah, Stadium always kind of recaps.
Gold. An examination of its cells revealed that the presence of a gene not found in Horsey. It became a hot topic. What does that mean?
That's probably the dragon gene that allowed it to evolve into Kingdra. Horsey doesn't have it, but Seadra does. That's cool.
Silver. Its fin tips leak poison. Its fin and bones are highly valued as ingredients in herbal medicine. Okay.
This Pokemon's all over the place.
I think this is before Pokemon. I still think Pokemon was finding its
rules.
Yes, absolutely.
How things work.
I think anything was just a little toxic back then.
Crystal, the male raises a young. So that's like
you
real
have it.
seahorses, where they at least carry the young.
Yeah.
If it is approached, it uses its toxic spikes to fend off the intruder. Does it at least get, like, toxic spikes moves? Is that a move, toxic spikes?
Yes, I will absolutely be on the lookout for poison.
I hope
type
it, yeah.
moves.
I hope it does. Is
You
that good?
want to read anything else? Read something from a newer generation.
I'm going to go to...
Do like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Those are going to be fun.
Really?
Yes.
You'll never guess what Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee says. Touching the back fin causes numbness. It hooks its tail.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the coral thing.
Well, my bad.
But I do want to read Violet, but not Scarlet. Its fin tips leak poison. Its fins and bones are highly
wanted to
valued
read
as
that?
ingredients in herbal medicine.
You wanted to read that?
Yeah, okay, what's Scarlet? The male raises young. Okay, it's all the same stuff.
Unfortunately, they reuse stuff way too often. I think they should only reuse Pokedex entries in remakes. Beyond that, make up some new information. It is literally not that hard.
But how much more information can you get out of a Seadra?
Just start saying things.
But you know what happens when they just start saying things? Is stuff burns hotter than the sun. And
Yes,
they-
but that's interesting. It's better than it hooks its tail to coral to sleep.
But that makes it like a real animal.
Talk about how it raises its young as a
Yeah.
male. Or
Its
talk...
belly balloons and it goes... "Urgh."
Oh no, we're gonna see Mpreg fan art.
Oh my gosh, maybe. We can only hope.
All right, Kingdra, gold. It is said that it usually hides in underwater caves. It can create whirlpools by yawning. They
Why?
really do just be
That,
saying
yeah,
it.
they do. Why does it
Silver.
yawn? It's got gills.
Because it's tired.
But it's got gills.
It gets sleepy sometimes.
But it's got gills.
You yawn, you get sleepy.
I don't have gills.
And when we read Bulbapedia
I don't have
trivia.
gills.
I've seen your gills.
You weren't supposed to say that.
I've seen them. They're a
I
little
was
sexy,
saving
but...
those for marriage.
Silver. It sleeps deep on the ocean floor to build its energy. It is said to cause tornadoes as it wakes.
Okay, that's stupid. This is stupid.
This is classic 10-year-old child believing wives'
Yeah.
tales. Crystal. It stores energy by
In the balls.
by sleeping at underwater depths at which no other life forms can survive. I bet you can find a relicanth down there.
Yeah.
Come on now. Let's see. Come on. Give me something else interesting. Nope. More whirlpools, more tornadoes. Whirlpools and tornadoes. Gosh, that's all this Pokemon does is create whirlpools and tornadoes, by the way. Scarlet. Yep.
Kindling Hurricane?
It better.
Yeah.
At this point, it better be. Oh, here we go. Sword. With the arrival of a storm at sea, this Pokemon will show itself on the surface. When a Kingdra and a Dragonite meet, a fierce battle ensues. So
Why
they're
is it
kind
on
of like
site?
rivals.
But why?
First two dragons, man.
Oh.
They gotta be fated enemies.
But why?
Shield.
Kingdra is just a cool little fish, and then the other one's just a big fat dragon.
I wouldn't call Kingdra a fish.
I mean, seahorses are fish.
I don't want to argue with you on this because
Frank,
you probably
I'm so
know better.
sorry, they're
but
fish.
That doesn't sound.
I know.
right.
Their bodies look not like fish, but they're fish.
That is,
It's sad.
I don't know enough about fish to debate you on this. Shield. Scales shed by this Pokemon have such a splendorous gleam to them that they've been given to royalty as gifts.
Huh.
I like that.
Kind of cool.
See, expound upon this. That they did not have to include that, but I feel like it just makes this Pokemon more interesting. It makes the world feel more lived in. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Let's talk abilities. So there are 3 abilities that this line consistently... not consistently has. Oh, gosh. So this is it's a little weird, but let's talk through it. Horsey and Kingdra have the exact same abilities. Seadra has one different ability.
Ugh.
I know, but it's going to make sense. Horsey gets Swift Swim. When rainy, the Pokemon speed doubles. Classic. We've talked about it 100 times. Sniper. Power of critical hit moves is increased to 225% rather than 150.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Especially if you use moves that have a high chance to crit.
That's
or
really
you
cool.
give it one of those items that has a high chance to crit. Good lord.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And then its hidden ability sucks major ass.
I thought you were about to censor yourself.
I almost did, but I'm like, no. Damp is just that bad. Explosion, self-destruct, mind blown, and Misty Explosion will not work while the Pokemon is on the field. Bad.
Stinky. I'm sure there's like one tournament where Wolfie is like, I had to use. I'm not going to imitate his voice. I use dip. That's not even what he sounds like.
I know, but it sounds right. I like Wolfie, by the way. He's fun.
No, he's cool. I only reference him because I watch him.
So upon evolution into Seadra, I hope you didn't get too attached to Swift Swim, because instead, Seadra has Poison Point.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's lore relevant, so I'm okay with it. Poison Point, the opponent has a 30% chance of being induced with poison when using an attack that requires physical contact against this Pokemon. It's a good ability.
It's weird that they gave up on the poison thing.
Yes, they did give up on the poison
even in the
thing.
lore.
I mean, I know we have, like, the dragon poison type Dragalge now, but it would have been cool.
Dragalge's poison type?
Yep.
I thought he was water type for some reason.
Its pre-evolution is water poison, and then it becomes dragon poison.
Okay.
Yep. But then, upon evolving back into Kingdra, Poison Point goes away, and it gets Swift Swim back. So, it would have been cool to see a water poison Kingdra, but I don't know. I think Water Dragon is well-deserved, well-earned.
Is it the only water dragon Pokemon?
No, there's also Palkia.
Oh, I forget Palkia is water.
Yeah. I don't know if they've made any more water dragons since then, though, since Palkia. Because I remember back in the day, oh my gosh, this was years ago, I made Kingdra my phone password, and Morgan, my sister, was like, tell me what your phone password is, please. And me pushing up my nerd glasses, I was like, it's one of two water dragon types. If you can figure that out,
Frank.
you can know it. And then she Googled the two water dragon types, and she just typed them both in and figured it out. And I was like, well, I guess you just know it now.
Did you change your password?
No, because I liked that it was Kingdra. Actually, not too long after that, I changed it to a different Pokemon, and it's still that today.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You know my password at this point.
You should change your password now that you've said that to the world, because now they only have to guess like 1,000 different things
That's
to get it.
a lot of guesses.
Yeah, but like if they have your phone, they could just do that over time.
Here's a hint. Start from the beginning, not the end.
Why would you?
Because it doesn't matter.
All right.
None of the 6 people that consistently listen are going to grab my phone. I love all of you. Share this podcast with your friends.
Frank, I hope you have password locks on all your apps that aren't.
I should.
Yeah. At least add some numbers to it.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah.
You're right. I absolutely should. Anyway, let's forget I said any of that.
I couldn't. Sorry, my brain was like. I'm looking at. I thought it was that. Like, what is that? A Star Wars TIE fighter or something? I thought that was an alligator. It was green.
I have an X-wing. Oh, the
green
Star
one.
Wars ship back there from Clone Wars. I have no idea what it's called. I just like spaceships.
Okay.
I'm not a big Star Wars guy. They just make cool Legos.
What, you're not a Wookiee? Am I right? Hey, remember Star Wars? Isn't that great?
What's Star Wars? That hasn't been a thing since the prequels. The prequels aren't good either. I'm just going to say it.
I liked the lore of the prequel. I don't like Star Wars, but like the prequels were cool because I feel like they expanded on like the lore.
But if only the movies were good.
But like the sand thing is cool.
The same way, the fact that he hates sand.
Yeah, that's funny.
Listen, guys. Hot take. As far as the movies go, Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie.
That's what I call Rogue One.
And the Clone Wars TV series is
that
like
was
peak
really
for the whole entire thing. The Clone Wars is
Andor's
amazing.
good.
I hear it's good. Too much political intrigue.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't.
How are you
less.
getting through Stormlight Archives?
Oh, buddy. Sometimes it's a little difficult.
Oh, I love the political intrigue.
But the cool action fights and the great line drops make it all worth it.
Okay. Let's talk about this fish.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. Our ability to like stay on topic has been so bad lately. Let's talk about its moveset. So, as always, I'm going to be in Scarlet and Violet looking at Kingdra's moveset. No, wait, we do stats first. It would make more sense to do stats first like we always do. I'm just excited. Base stat total of 540 for Kingdra. That is fairly decent. That's less than 100 points away from a pseudo legend.
Usable.
Very usable. Extraordinarily usable. HP, 75. Oh, I did not realize Kingdra was built like this. Attack, 95.
Okay.
Defense, 95.
Okay.
But its special attack is 95.
Okay.
Special defense, that means, is 95.
Yeah, okay, all right.
But then we get to its speed.
Yeah, all right.
It's 85.
Oh, okay. I mean, with Swift Swim, that's going to be, what,
Oh, it's going to be
170?
insane, yeah.
Okay.
So it's an insanely high speed stat if you run Swift Swim.
I hate mixed attackers.
Yeah.
But
I didn't realize he was.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
It's cool because you can choose now. He's gonna learn a mixture of special and physical attacks. Maybe you don't even give him a nature that ups one of them. Maybe you just keep him about the same so you can use both and then hike up his defense or special defense or speed, whatever your team needs.
What do you...
I'm talking nature.
The natures usually sacrifice another one, right?
Yes.
Or do you think you just give him a neutral nature?
You could give him a neutral nature, or you could buff your defense, lower your special defense, vice versa. Maybe because you know you're going to have Swift Swim, you can sacrifice a little speed because it's going to jump to well above what a lot of other Pokemon have in Rain regardless. And then just give him a Choice Scarf or something.
What's Choice Scarf do?
That's the one that you can only use one attack at a time, but it raises your speed. Choice Band... I got to go over this all the time so I can remember. Choice Band is physical attack, and Choice Specs is special attack.
I know, like, it's not politically. It's strategically, like, good to use, like, Choice Scarfs and Bands and whatever. But, like, I hate the fact that you can only use one move. What's the point of giving them all these moves? But I guess it's...
But once you switch out and come back in, you can use a different move.
I'm just always... I hate switching out because I hate that free move that the attacker gets.
That's why you should teach your Kingdra Flip Turn. Imagine this. We're talking about strategies a bit early, but like I just want to get this out now. Imagine you're in the rain. Your Kingdra's water type moves are boosted. Now your speed is boosted, and let's say you do in fact invest into your physical attack. And you give it the Choice Band. Did I say that already? You give it the Choice Band. That Flip Turn that does 50 damage is going to do an insane amount of damage in the rain with the Choice Band. And now you're just in and out, doing damage and never taking damage. Boom.
Wow.
Boom.
Holy cow.
Boom.
Holy cow.
Kingdra, I love you. Let's talk about the rest of that moveset. It can get cool. Well, you know what? First, I'm going to see if Seadra can learn Toxic Spikes. By level up, it gets not a single poison type move. But through Technical Machine, it gets not a single poison type move.
They really gave up on that point.
And this is Seadra.
But this is Seadra?
This is Seadra. Oh, thank goodness. He gets Clear Smog as an egg move.
Why would they do the whole poison thing? Is it literally just to set up that ability?
I'm going to see if he can get it back in Gen 1. Nope, not even in Gen 1. No poison type. Oh, wait, he does get Toxic. I'm sorry. By TM, he gets Toxic. In Gen 1.
But they gave up on that.
I mean, if you want me to go through every single generation, I can find out.
I only care about the latest generation. That's such a weird...
Yes.
Do they not give him poison moves because he turns into Kingdra, and they're like, well, we kind of gave up on the poison theming, and we don't want him to have a residual move.
Yeah, probably. Let's double check Kingdra though while I go through his moveset. He gets a lot of obviously fun dragon type moves early on, like Twister, Dragon Breath. Bubble Beam is like level 25. So wait, you evolve into Seadra at level 32. So these are all going to be Seadra moves until you evolve. The first move you get after evolving, which this is if you evolve your Seadra immediately after it evolves into Seadra. Sorry, did that make sense?
Yeah, no, that made sense. I was gonna like correct it. I'm like, no, I think that makes sense.
Would be Water Pulse, which isn't the best move ever, but like, I mean, even Bubble Beam technically does more, and it can lower your opponent's speed stat.
Bubble Beam does more than Water Pulse?
It's a special 60 damage water type attack. I'm so sorry. My brain is so jumbled today. Special water type attack that does 65 damage with 100 accuracy, and it may also lower your opponent's speed. Water Pulse is a special water type attack that does 60 damage with 100 accuracy that may also confuse your target. So whichever one you want the chance of happening, I guess. Finally, at level 44, it gets Dragon Pulse. Then at level 51, Hydro Pump. Then after that, Dragon Dance, Rain Dance. And finally, its only physical level up move, Wave Crash at level 72. That Wave Crash is a move that was introduced in Gen 9. It's a physical water type attack that does 120 damage with 100 accuracy. The user shrouds itself in water and slams into the target with its whole body to inflict damage. This also damages the user quite a lot. So, if a lot of people will use Wave Crash in competitive and whatnot. I don't know, for a regular playthrough, you're probably fine. Wave Crash is going to one-shot anything, especially if you're in the rain. So, yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter if you take some damage back. But as far as TMs go, it can get things like Chilling Water, Icy Wind, Body Slam, Waterfall. Waterfall is probably what I would teach it for a stronger water-type attack. Ooh, it gets Iron Head. That's great. Great diversity.
Yeah.
Type diversity. Ice Beam, Blizzard, Outrage, strong dragon type attack. There's Hurricane, so it can learn Hurricane. A lot of really good special attacks I'm seeing, like Surf, Dragon Pulse, Hurricane. It also
Iron
gets
Head.
Liquidation. Iron Head, though, is good.
Physical.
Draco Meteor, another very strong special dragon attack.
That's okay. For some reason, I thought it was physical.
Scald, and then Flip Turn, Scale Shot, Muddy Water, Breaking Swipe. It feels like making it a special attacker is kind of what they want you to lean towards, because it can learn mostly really good special attacks, really strong ones. But if you want a physical attacking Kingdra, you're going to be fine. You have Liquidation, Waterfall, Flip Turn, Iron Head, Outrage. So you've still got a decent move pool to work with, but... Or just run both. You know, run your Surf, run your Flip Turn, Dragon Pulse, and Hurricane. Whatever your team needs. Honestly, Hurricane in the rain is going to hit 100%. We say it every time. And if you're already going to have him on a rain team, maybe run him specially and have Flip Turn be your only physical attack, you know? What I said earlier about running him fully physical, like invested with an Adamant Nature, Choice Band and all that, maybe that's a good strategy. But if that's not exactly what you want for your team, you just want a hard-hitting water type, running him specially is extremely valid.
Because he has a majority of his moves are special?
I would say. Learning moves like Surf, Hurricane, Ice Beam, and then Dragon Pulse, that's like a classic Kingdra moveset. Just depends on what your team needs. You already have a lot of special attackers, go physical. Vice versa, go special.
I keep thinking back to my battle against Snorlax and how helpless I was. Yeah. And I'm like, I in this situation, I actually would like him to be a mixed attacker, now that I think about it. Yeah. Because I'm like, does Snorlax have high special defense, or is it just his defense?
I think it's just his defense.
Yeah. I wish I had better...
Yeah, your team is mostly physical. You have Clefable, and I think Weezing... Oh, Vikavolt is special?
Well, I think he's special.
I think he's special.
Because I have a Thunderbolt, Energy Ball, I think, on him.
Okay, yeah, he's got to be special. And then I can't remember if Weezing might be a mixed attacker, honestly. But do you know, just by thinking about him?
No, I don't.
Okay, fair enough. Vikavolt is definitely a special attacker. Holy cow, it's 145.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah,
but
I love
squishy.
Vikavolt. Oh yeah, his defenses are not good.
He was getting one shot by the Snorlax over and over again.
And he's deceptively slow.
Yeah.
Weezing is, basically a mixed attacker. Attack is 90, special attack is 85. That's a mixed attacker. That was a powerful back crack. I don't know if that picked up in the mic, but good lord. So that's simultaneously moveset and strategies. Gosh, just makes me want to use a Kingdra again so bad. I haven't used him through an actual playthrough. I've just been like leveling that one up like a decade ago. I want to use a Kingdra so bad now. Joachim, I kind of already been like showing you my phone a lot, so you might have seen these shinies, but let's really take a good look at them.
Yeah, I didn't look at them.
There's Horsey.
Oh, it becomes kind of like 90s teal.
Yes, a nice teal.
I like that. That reminds me of like a vacation.
It might be kind of hard to tell in like Scarlet and Violet just walking around, but Seadra a bit easier to spot.
Yeah.
I was
nice purple.
I was playing in Blueberry Academy one day, just running around doing whatever, and all of a sudden I do that like double take where I run past the Seadra and I'm like, wait, he looked darker than I thought he was. And I like back up and then I throw my Pokemon at him. I'm like, oh, he's a shiny! Yay! That's the thing that sucks about that though, is because he's already like in his like level 50s. I can't use him in a playthrough. This is why I prefer to breed my shiny Pokemon, but I hate the breeding mechanic in frickin' Scarlet and Violet. I know so many people love it, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't.
Why don't you like it? I like how you can just crank out eggs.
Yeah, that's how it is in other games. You have to like make a shiny sandwich, then you have to be in the picnic with the 2 Pokemon, and then just kind of hang out in the picnic collecting eggs. Then you hatch all your eggs. Then you go back into the picnic. At some point, you have to make another sandwich. I want to just put 2 Pokemon in the daycare and ride my bike. That's it. That's all I want to do. That's what I did in Black and White. That's what I did in Sword and Shield. Good times.
Maybe ZA will have a breeding mechanic? Was there a breeding mechanic in Arceus?
No, there wasn't. That's why I'm not thinking there will be. But if there is, I'll be very happy. Because you could breed... Because if this is modern day Kalos, there's a daycare center. No, but there's not a daycare center in Castelia City. No, not Castelia. What's the name of the city?
Lumios?
Lumios, thank you. I was thinking of Unova again. There's not a daycare center in Lumios, and if we're not leaving Lumios, we can't get to it. Such a shame. They are in Sword and Shield, though, so I could just shiny hunt it in Sword and Shield. Because, I say all that to say, Kingdra's shiny is really cool. Yeah. That is a nice dark purple.
The belly is the same color.
The belly is the same color.
I like purple and yellow. I like it.
It's an underrated color combo. Makes me think of Thanos.
Makes me think of that one dragon from Dragon Tales, I think. I think there's a purple.
How does that theme song go?
I wanna be
wrong theme song.
No one ever was. I got them as my real cause.
Oh, okay. I saw the gender for a second, and I thought it was...
To train them as my cause. What's the
it's 50-50, but it's doing that weird Sword and Shield thing where it makes it 50.2 and 49.8. Yeah. We talked about that a lot back in the day.
And how annoyed we were, but turns out we were just screaming at nothing.
Yeah, it's just like a counting error in Cerebi or something like that. Was that what it was?
I can't remember. Or maybe it was technically, based on the math they were using, there couldn't have been a 50-50 chance. Yeah. It would have had to roll over into a 50.2 and 49.8% chance.
Okay, yeah, go back and listen to all of our old episodes to find the explanation, because we did explain
just
it at
Google
one point. No.
Yeah, no, go back and listen to all of our episodes.
Yeah, spend hours doing that.
It's probably somewhere in between episode 1 and whatever number we're on right now. So
60-something.
Just go all of them. Just look at all of them.
Oh, boy. Yeah, great shiny. Definitely want to shiny hunt it now. Joachim, alternate forms. What do you want to see out of this guy? Honestly, a water poison type is right there.
Yeah, I think water poison type. Make it pointier again. Bring back pointy Kingdra. Instead of Kingdra, it's Stingdra.
Joachim, I think that's perfect. Yep. I think that's something the Pokemon would do. The Pokemon Company would do.
And instead, it's it looks like a little bit like a branching spiky coral. Too, like instead of like the little wigglies it has now, it's the like the spikes would have spikes coming off of them. It would be like layers of spikes on spikes.
Although I don't want to make it too closely resemble Dragalge. That would be the issue.
No, but Dragalge is like wispy.
It's
and
a
this
leafy
one's like pointy.
sea dragon. Yeah,
I like how pointy Seadra was. I want to just take the spikes, bring them out, add more spikes on those, bring those spikes out, and then add spikes on those spikes.
Yeah. You know how sometimes, like in Pokemon and I guess real life, a Pokemon will like an animal will adapt to like their environment, kind of take on features of the environment. What if Horseys and Seadras spent so much time around coral now that they develop a rock typing and they're water rock?
Oh, that'd be cool.
And then Seadra, instead of evolving into like Norwegian Kingdra, evolves into a different Pokemon, kind of like Clodsire, and not just like not Paldean Quagsire.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm thinking this is this would, whatever it is, it would be a split evolution.
Yeah. So we get, I think that'd be really sick.
Or you're thinking it's a completely different.
I'm thinking like in our fake made up Norway region, it would be Norwegian Horsey evolves into Norwegian Seedra, evolves into Rockdra or whatever. Okay. Not Norwegian Kingdra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. I think that'd be really, really cool.
Kingdra, no.
Kingdra, and it gives you the eyebrow. Yeah, I don't know. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, we could slap on any type at any point, but I think rock or poison would be kind of the way to go. Yeah. Rocks just seems a little arbitrary, but I think it'd be cool. I think that means it's time
for merch
trivia.
Fricking heck.
Why would you try and skip trivia when it's everybody's favorite part?
Boo-hoo, boo-hoo.
It is everybody's favorite part, and you know it. I know it. You know it. You listening right now, you know it. All right, Joachim, here we go. There's honestly not that much. Horsey and its evolved forms share their category with Dratini and its evolved forms, Salamence and Colossian Gudra. They are all known as the Dragon Pokemon. Huh. And it's the only Pokemon known as a Dragon Pokemon that is not dragon.
Gudra is it's called the Dragon Pokemon?
Yeah.
Of all the features it has, it's the Dragon Pokemon.
I think we also talked about this during our Salamence episode.
I hate that, yeah.
Yeah, it should have been the Goo Pokemon.
Yeah,
or the like slimy Pokemon.
The weirdly fetishized slug Pokemon.
We made the same joke
already.
Oh, gosh.
Damn it.
Fun. Horsey's artwork from Pokemon Red and Blue depicted it with 2 fins instead of 1. This 2-fin design was referenced in Alola Kanto. Oh, in an episode of the anime called Alola Kanto where Brock and Misty came back.
It only has 1 fin on its back?
Yeah. So look. This is its Red and Blue artwork with the 2 fins.
Oh.
And it's like pushing them forward like arms, but
when really it's just a little like a Godzilla fin on its back.
Yes, like just the 1 fin. See here? How interesting.
For some reason, I thought they were like little wings on its back.
Well, in its in its normal in-game sprite, it only has the 1. It couldn't have been wings.
Wacky, crazy,
wacky like tobacco. Out of all Pokemon, Horsey and Jigglypuff are tied for the largest number of core series games in which they can be encountered and caught in the wild. Really?
Wait. So it's...
Out of all Pokemon, Horsey and Jigglypuff are tied for the largest number of core series games in which they can be encountered and caught in the wild. That's crazy, because I feel like Horsey is a rare Pokemon.
Yeah.
The only core series game in which they cannot be found in the wild is Legends Arceus. You can find them in literally every other game. Where? Where in Black and White can you get a Horsey?
I don't know. Probably
maybe it's Black and White 2. They're probably just referring to Black and White 2.
Like they lump Black and White 2 and Black and White together?
Probably.
Really? Oh, I guess...
No, wait, you can get it in Black and White.
Really?
You can get it at Route 17, 18 in the P2 laboratory. This might be a post-game route, and that's why you can find
was them. It because post-game you were able to... before post-game, mid-game even, it was only black and white Pokemon, right?
Yes.
But then after that, you could catch like Pikachu and some particular...
In some other Gen 1 Pokemon, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting. That is trivia I never would have guessed. Holy crap. See, Joachim, isn't that just the coolest thing?
Yeah, whatever.
Haha, he's interested. He's interested.
No.
Origin. Horsey is inspired by a seahorse. Its category may be a reference to the Japanese word for seahorse, Tatsu no Otushigo.
Ugh.
Literally, illegitimate child of a dragon.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so cool. So from the beginning, they're like, yeah, Horsey is like, in Seedra, I guess, more specifically, are like, yeah, these are kind of a dragon, but they're not dragon type. That's why they're illegitimate. Which is derived from the myth that a seahorse that lives for a century will transform into a dragon. There's lore here.
That's cool.
Tasty lore. Tasty. Its ability to shoot ink is reminiscent of a squid, while the shape of its snout and its sniper ability are reminiscent of a water gun.
Why the squid, though? Why the squid ability?
No idea. Name origin. Horsey may be derived from seahorse and horsey.
Keep going. I'm gonna piss myself.
Well, it's time for Kingdra, piss boy. Here's little piss boy.
Piss.
Kingdra's EV. Holy crap. Kingdra's EV yield, 1 defense and 1 special attack, is unique. No other Pokemon give that same EV yield. Isn't that interesting? Kingdra's Gold and Heart Gold Pokedex entries likely refer to the real-world theory of evolution. Okay. Kingdra and its evolutionary relatives. Okay, we just read that. They're the dragon Pokemon. Kingdra is the only Pokemon that may have the Poison Point ability without being a poison type itself. That's cool. Nothing to say?
No, nothing to say. Keep going, boy.
It is also the only member of its evolutionary line to not have Swift Swim as its ability. Yeah, we know. Kingdra is inspired on a seahorse, possibly the spiny seahorse. Its category may be a reference to the Japanese. Yep, we know that. Its spiky, poisonous fins are reminiscent of a lionfish. Its ability to shoot ink is reminiscent of a squid and the sniper thing. Kingdra may be a combination of sea, seahorse, dragon, sea dragon, and hydra. Like the Marvel villain.
Okay. Keep going, trivia boy.
Would you put your phone away?
No!
Are you like texting during this
I'm
whole
not.
thing? What are you doing?
I'm looking at Stormlight Archive fan art.
Put it away! Put it away!
But they're so cool.
Put it away!
Don't you want to see Murray's?
Yes.
You don't get to see him.
Why?
Because I don't know if they... No, keep going.
Put it away. Kingdra's name is often mistranslated to Kingora in the... Oh, I'm so sorry. Chuang Yi translation of Pokemon Adventures.
Interesting.
Yeah. What an odd thing to have happen. Kingdra is the only dragon-type Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. Well, that answers that question.
Wow. Okay,
so
that
even after two generations of Pokemon, there are only 2 final evolution dragon-type Pokemon.
I mean, that's why they had the lore of them being enemies.
And that's why they're rivals, because Dragon's only super effective against itself. Man, I love Pokemon sometimes. Sometimes I hate what they do, and I kind of find it a little hateful that they didn't include more Dragon-type Pokemon.
Yeah,
but that's kind of cool. It ends up being kind of cool.
Even historically, they trickle out dragon types, I feel.
They what?
They trickle out dragon types?
Not anymore. I feel like they give us dragon types in droves nowadays.
Well, the only 2 in Gen 3 were Salamence and... was it only Salamence?
Oh, man. Was it only Salamence?
No. Rayquaza?
Rayquaza's dragon.
Yeah, it's Rayquaza and...
Salamence. I guess there's probably no others. That's probably why so many dragon pseudo-legends were dragon types, because they're like, well, dragons are powerful, so this is our chance. And then they invented weaker dragons, like Drudigan. And,
Drudigan. I always call them Drudigon.
Drudigon?
Drudigon.
Well, don't.
Drudigon.
Don't call him that.
I don't like Drudigon.
It's Drudigan.
He looks stupid.
Do you say... I don't know.
What do you say?
I was going to mispronounce dragon because it's dragon. Drudigan because it's dragon.
I'm going to dragon.
Yeah? What are you going to drag? You're going to drag on with your stupid words.
Dragging these nuts!
That was probably really loud in people's ears. For once, I'm not the loud one.
I'm sorry. Kingdra
in its pre-evolved forms. Nope, that's the exact same thing I've already read. There's not that much Kingdra trivia, sadly.
Mashallah.
Kingdra is inspired by a seahorse, possibly the crowned seahorse. Let's look at this guy. Holy this goes hard.
It's just a little guy.
It's like one of the most basic seahorses I've ever seen in my life. Whoa. And this is it dried.
Wow.
Growing up, my grandmother had dried seahorses in her house. I don't know why. I don't know where she got them.
They're cool looking.
They are cool looking. I want them.
Frank, if a seahorse wasn't a fish, what would you think it was?
A dragon.
Okay, but
like... A horse.
Okay.
I don't know. It's its own unique thing, I guess, but I guess it's not. I guess it's a fish.
I think they're related to needlefish. You know those like really pointy little fish?
Yes. Yeah, I can see that. With some sea dragon elements.
Probably wrong about that.
About it being a fish?
Related to the
needlefish?
needlefish.
You can always Google it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you want to be on your phone so bad.
I'll lift up my phone now and Google that specific thing.
Yes, Google that. The fact that Kingdra dwells on the sea floor while creating whirlpools may be a reference to Ryujin, a Japanese sea deity, or Charybdis, a sea monster in Greek mythology. Let's take a look at Charybdis. What the heck? This is like a barely decipherable image.
It's a guy with a shield, and then some stuff is above him.
Yeah, yep.
What the heck is above him?
Odysseus.
Odysseus?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm trying to remember something from Epic the Musical. You guys should watch Epic the Musical.
Charybdis, along with the sea monster Scylla, appears as a challenge to epic characters such as Odysseus, Jason, and Aeneas. It's Aeneas.
I need to play for you Suffering from Epic the Musical.
I don't need any more suffering. I get enough of it.
Why?
Don't sing. I mean, he is pretty good at it. Its ability to shoot ink. Yep, we already read that.
Wait. Yeah. Can keep going. I thought he was going to elaborate more on it.
No, we read it in Kingdra.
Yeah,
you just weren't paying attention.
No, I remember reading about it, and I was wondering like why it's still the squid thing. I thought it was going to explain more about that.
No, unfortunately not.
Ugh.
Kingdra may be a combination of king and dragon. It may also involve Hydra. I doubt it. All right, Joachim, you know what that means. Did you ever find out the answer to the thing you were Googling, by the way?
They're in the they're in the class. They're in the orders Signathiforms. Order of ray-finned fishes that includes leafy sea dragons, sea moths, trumpet fishes, and sea horses. What the heck? A sea moth looks crazy.
What? That's a real thing?
When did God drop that? Wow. Hold on. What else? What else is there? Trumpet fish?
Maybe space exploration would be more interesting if we had creatures to look at.
That is one of the most freaking... This order, Signathiforms.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the ocean is so freaking cool, man. Also, it's time for merchant search.
Yay!
Joachim, you're looking at cool fish still.
Wow, the sea moth.
That's a cool fish. Yeah, sea moths are cool, guys. What the heck? Google sea moths. Do yourself a favor.
Guys.
If you're driving a car, do it anyway.
I am not often... I'm a very jaded man. I'm not often amazed by the beauty of God's creation, but a freaking sea moth?
Yeah.
Is new. It's
exciting.
It's exciting.
I want an action figure of a sea moth.
Wow.
I love this.
Thank you, God.
The ocean.
Thank you for letting me be alive right now to Google sea moth.
And now you're going to Google...
Well, you're going to Google merch.
I am going to Google merch. I forgot that was what I did.
And I'm going to Google search.
You're going to... Yes, go ahead. Google your search while I sign into the Pokemon Center because they make me sign in. Oh, look at this Pikachu stuffed animal that's holding flowers.
Okay. Just looks like more Pikachu slop.
Showing gratitude with Pikachu. Wait. Are those are the flowers that make Shaman change forms? Those are Gracidias, right?
Oh, okay, sure.
That's so cool.
It's cool, but it's just more Pikachu slop.
I wouldn't call it slop.
I would rather have
Pikachu cute merch.
It's too much Pikachu.
So
Pikachu's Mickey Mouse. It's everywhere.
Pikachu's better than Mickey Mouse.
He's better than Mickey Mouse, but it's like I look at a picture of Mickey Mouse and it's just like static in my head.
So I doubt this is gonna show up. Yeah, this isn't gonna show up. Horsey also has a Funko Pop, and I have it. It's right.
Oh yeah.
It's right.
I see it.
There.
Yeah, I see it. Right that is a Funko Pop.
I want them to make a Kingdra so bad. I'm like
Funko Pop of Kingdra.
Yeah. I'm really behind on collecting Pokemon Funko Pops.
Yeah, good.
It is good.
It's called saving money.
It is called saving money, and I've been a good boy.
Even a very good boy.
But I would probably splurge for a Kingdra.
Right, you've been such a good boy this year. Open up your gifts while we all cheer. Dun, dun,
classic.
Dun, dun. Okay, keep going.
Horsey's Sitting Cutie is currently available, and it is sitting, and it is cute.
That is pretty cute.
There is a 2-pack of Pixel pins, of course.
Pixel pin pack? And
then there's like a water type backpack and pencil bag you can buy that has a lot of water types on it. Oh, look, they're all from Gen 1.
Okay, I'm sick of it.
I'm not interested anymore. Boo. Boo.
Go to hell.
And then there's like a Pokemon Sunset vinyl beach bag, and this is also on a hoodie. It's got a bunch of
Alolan Executor,
Yep.
Lapras.
Oh, there's a Wingull.
Pikachu, of course. 'Cause
Pikachu,
they have to
of
put
course.
Pikachu on everything. Oh, it's mostly Gen 1s.
Mostly Gen 1s, but there's a Wingull and a Alolan Executor. So
Yeah.
you know what? That's better than the
Alolan
backpack.
Executor is like their way of including a Gen 1 and
Yeah.
appeasing Gen 1 haters.
But you just know that Alolan Executor is better than Executor. Oh, Seadra Sitting Cutie is scary.
Ugh. Its eyes are too tiny.
Yeah, honestly. Besides its Sitting Cutie, there's nothing new for Seadra. But then we get to Kingdra, and its Sitting Cutie is a little dopey.
That's one of my problems with Kingdra in general. He looks a little bit dopey.
No.
Yeah.
And then there's another pixel pin for Kingdra, and then besides that, there's really not much
Yeah.
other merch.
Interesting.
Just some like Pokemon TCG boxes.
I
Apparently, he was a big part of Shrouded Fable.
When was that?
Oh yeah, the cool Kingdra card. I have that card because I bought this box. Look at that.
Oh, that is cool.
That's sick as hell. It's a decent card. I think you could probably have used it competitively. I'm going to read it out because I feel like it. King's Order. For 1 water energy, put up to 3 water Pokemon from your discard pile onto your bench. And then for 2 colorless energy, you can use Hydro Pump, 50 plus damage. This attack does 50 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. So you attach 2 water energy, you're already doing 150 damage.
That's pretty cool.
Attach a couple more, you're now doing 250 damage,
That's
baby.
pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad card, especially if you can like really pump out some water energies because you have other Pokemon that can do it. Isn't there? I think there's a Blastoise card that where you attach 1 water energy and it counts for 2, similar to the Charizard card we were battling last night in our friend Shannon's deck. It's a good deck. So that would be a really good synergistic combo. But besides that, Kingdra doesn't have much merch.
I think the line is kind of held up by Horsey because Horsey is a Gen 1, therefore it gets a lot of representation, especially in beach-themed art.
Yeah.
So I think that drags it up from like an F.
I would honestly...
It's maybe a C. Maybe
I would give it a C. I would give it a C because it did get its own like special highlight box.
Yeah. Oh, was a highlighted like it has art
because
of it on
in
it?
the Shrouded Fable, it came with a Kingdra EX. Like that was the big thing. Get your Kingdra EX card.
Okay.
Your special like full art, secret rare, whatever it's called. Okay. Yeah. C. Dra. All right, Joachim, what are you doing now?
All right, now is the part of the show where I search for lewds. I Google search Kingdra, look at the images, and scroll until something lewd pops up.
We didn't talk about this during the alternate forms section, but while we're looking through Google Images, I want to say I would not be upset if we got a Mega Kingdra. It's not quite a pseudo-legend. It doesn't really need it, but I like Kingdra enough, and it's like just falls short of being a pseudo-legend, so I feel like it would be okay. Let's see. Mega Evolutions get 100 new stat points, so it would be, what was it, 540? So it would be 640. That's not even that much more than a normal pseudo. So yeah, I think a Mega Evolution would serve Kingdra well. But if it never gets one, I am totally fine with that. It's still perfect the way it is. Oh gosh.
Oh, there we go.
That's actually technically a reference to the anime.
Oh, where something like bit King.
Yeah, during a fight, Ash's totem. I'm sorry. Yeah, explain.
Let me describe the image first. All right, there's a big Kingdra, and there is some kind of furry OC.
It's a scaly for
scaly
sure.
OC biting onto the tip of its mouth. It looks like the Kingdra was trying to squirt something,
yes.
But now it's like filling up.
It was trying to use a water type attack. Like it looks like that in the anime.
The name of this
too.
piece of art is YCH/com. Grow Bigger Kingdra! By Fat Unicorn on furaffinity.net.
So this happened in the anime. Ash's Totodile grabbed onto Kingdra's nose and it couldn't shoot water
and then
out.
that awakens something in someone.
Yes, apparently.
So it's just that. Oh my gosh. And it's like so gingerly biting on his nose.
It really does inflate really big.
Yeah.
That definitely awakens something in somebody, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh. Well, all right, we have a lewd.
A little inflation
One
art,
lewd.
unfortunately.
You think there'd be more Oh, I got scared that I got to the end already. You think there'd be more
Why would there be more inflation art?
Because it has a big belly.
It's not that big.
What is this?
That's just a PNG, my guy.
This PNG is like all messed up. What is that? What am I looking at?
It's just a weird angle of a Kingdra. It's like looking at it. It's like belly's down.
Yeah.
Almost like it's laying. Okay, so we made it to the end, but look at that Kingdra. Is that going to come out soon? Oh, that's a VMAX. Wait, that's from the VMAX. VMAX Climax? What?
Kingdra CHR 19019084 SAB VMAX. Does that mean anything?
I didn't think VMAX Climax was the name of a expansion. Click on it really quick. Is this is
190 out of 184 CHR? What does that mean?
It doesn't look like it was fan made, but I don't remember VMAX Climax being anything.
CHR.
Oh, maybe that's just what they called it in Japan because this is a Japanese card.
Let me look up that card. Also, guys, we made it to the end. There's only one piece of loot. I thought I copied the text. Unfortunately, I know it's a disappointment, guys, but there's only one lewd.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that a disappointment.
Is it only in Japanese, this card? It's
that
a cool
doesn't
card.
and I've never seen it before,
What
so
is
that might
this?
make sense. Is there no English translation for it? Guys, the card art shows Kingdra going up a waterfall with the Gen 2 dragon gym leader hanging on to him. It's great. It's incredible art. But like
the only thing that isn't like Japanese I see is Indonesian.
What would this have been called in English? Search English after it. I'm sorry, guys. I doubt this is interesting because you can't see anything, but play along at home and find this Kingdra
I don't think
art.
it exists in English.
That makes no sense. I wonder if this is even official.
What is wrong with...
That makes no sense.
Crazy. Well, I'm done with that.
Yeah. Anyway, Joachim, what are you doing now?
This is the part of the show where I go to R34, the website, and then I see how many people have, or how many occurrences of Kingdra pop up.
Yeah.
I'm also going to do it for Seedra, I think.
Yeah, I guess, because Kingdra used to be its own thing, so that's fine.
Maybe we'll find some antiques. All right.
All right, Joachim, go
All right,
ahead.
nothing to...
You looking up Kingdra first?
Yeah, no, I'm looking up Kingdra first.
How many for Kingdra?
Let's see. I'm just looking at the general vibe of them.
Okay, what's the
All
vibe?
right. 71.
Okay, it's under 100. That's good. I think that's good.
A lot. I see some using its tail.
Ew.
Some. No. Yeah.
You really
Whoa,
don't have
that
to
one's
look.
strong. There was a giant, like a giant super muscle one with like a giant bulge.
Nobody's telling you have to look.
Seedra?
Joachim. Yeah.
32.
32.
Which is actually a surprising number.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that surprising, honestly. 32 is not even that much. This is a very small number of people out.
There's an ambipom. There's an ambipom one where there's a Seedra, with an ambipom. It's really funny looking.
That's an odd combination. I don't know why anybody would do that.
There's one that is it is a, I don't know how to describe this. It is an amalgamation of...
You don't have to describe it.
No, I'm going to describe it. It is Dragonair's head with Lugia's arms. Its chest is like a little kabuto. And it has human boo-boos. And it has a Lapras's tail. I don't know whose legs.
Is this like a Frankenstein?
It's like a Frankenstein. And then where its private parts are, there is a blushing cloister.
What
Isn't
is
that wild?
What is the point of that?
The comments are like, my eyes.
Man, people on the internet have too much free will.
This is what God is testing us for. He's like, see, you guys are going to do weird things if I give you free will.
Anyway, I think I hear some music. Let's move on to the next segment.
This is the part of the show where the boys discuss how edible the pocket monsters that we focused on won't belong. Turn up and come along to the segment of the show.
Yes, indeed, it is that part of the show where we cozy up with a fine glass of milk.
I love a warm glass of milk by the fire.
And a fine ass of milk. The milk being Kingdra.
All right.
It's a fish. It's got a hole on its face.
Oh gosh, it's got a hole.
Is Kingdra's hole that big? It shrinks between Seedra and Kingdra.
I think it's the perfect size.
Ew.
Without
We're not serious about
we're
the
not
whole
serious.
thing.
We're not serious about the whole. Joachim is not serious about the whole, guys.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
fish.
Is it better than the mole?
No. The mole has body
Yeah,
heat.
the mole has body heat and arms and
You know.
a mouth, a real proper mouth.
For hand holding and eating food with.
Yes, yes. Sorry for helping cook and all that. It's probably got to just be like a 3, right? We know the mole is a 3.
Yeah.
It's a 2. It's a 2.7.
Yeah, I was literally thinking 2.7.
Hell yeah,
Hell
brother.
yeah, predator handshake.
Nice.
Yeah.
2.7. Yeah. I feel like as far as fish Pokemon go, it's gonna be one of the better ones.
Yeah.
It's not a Goldeen, you know?
Yeah.
Or Seaking.
Oh, hold on. But Seaking's got those.
I hate Google exactly. Anyway, Gajinka.
I don't know what it does.
Yeah, it
makes storms.
creates whirlpools.
That doesn't translate
I
to
don't
a
know how
human
that
person.
would translate. It likes spending time in the water.
That's every water type or fish Pokemon.
It likes maybe it likes being out in storms, you know? Who knows?
That's pretty based. Walking around in hurricanes.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
great to walk around in a
Oh my gosh, I
hurricane.
love walking
Nobody
around in
should
hurricanes.
stop somebody from walking around in a hurricane, even if they're wearing a vest and driving a car that has a lot of lights on it.
Hey, people who drive cars with lights on it, stop stopping people from having fun in hurricanes. Nanny state.
I hate those stupid Lechonks.
Oh, nice. I just want to walk around in a hurricane, guys. I'm not gonna die, even when a transformer explodes, covering where we were just walking in the horrible glowing light.
Did we talk about this exact same thing during the Tornadus episode we just had?
We walked in a. Never mind.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. It's probably a successful marriage because she's just a pretty normal person.
I guess. I think there should be a neutral tier where it's like not enough information.
Yeah. I don't know. She's kind of royal.
Okay.
Maybe she has an air about her.
I'm good. No.
Let's just say no.
I'm too much of a popper.
Too much of a street urchin.
Yeah. Street rat. Riff raff.
Great reference. Edible. Do people eat seahorse?
I think they do, but I think they're just crunchy little weird.
They just eat them like jerky?
I think you like. I feel like you see them on a stick and they just look like they're pure cartilagey, crunchy, horrible, scaly. Because you're not descaling this thing. I imagine.
No, they're too small. You can't debone. You can't do anything.
This one is big, but I still think it's got like weird segments. Like if you look at the dried seahorse, it looks like it's all just segments.
Look, I mean, you mentioned that belly earlier. There's got to be some kind of meat. There's got to be meat in that tail.
I don't think there's meat in its belly. I think its belly is just full of organs. Like with the seahorse, I don't think its belly is full. Like if we were looking at transform parent seahorse, I think it would be filled. Like if you look at a frog, right? You could say, "Oh, the frog's got a big belly," and then you like look through it because some frogs are kind of transparent.
No, you're right.
It's just organs.
It's just organs. And all that meat is in the legs.
I'm thinking this is like a 3.
I would have said 3. You don't think? What about the tail? You really think there's no meat in that tail?
I think the tail is especially like maybe we'll get like one long, not sinuous, but like one long tough, winded piece of shriveled meat. But I don't think it's gonna be good.
Yeah. All right. Let's give it a 3. I agree. Dead. Hard sell. That is a hard fight to have.
If it's in the water, it's winning. As with a lot of...
I think if it's in the water, it's a 0-0. But a lot of times, a water Pokemon in a battle just kind of floats there.
Yeah, let's just say it's like the animations where it's just floating inexplicably, but it doesn't have the ability to levitate.
Yeah, so if we have our feet on solid ground, we don't have to worry about swimming while fighting this thing. Bare hands, I mean, it's so fast. Even without, it's like 85 speed.
That's faster than us.
That's a lot. I'm sorry, I just jiggled the mic. That's a lot faster than us.
And its defense is still pretty good.
And its attack and special attack are good. It can literally, it can't learn Hurricane by level up. It can learn Wave Crash though, and that's it like summons like a small tsunami to like kill us from anywhere.
Yeah.
It gets Dragon Pulse. It gets. What else did it learn? Even like Water Pulse. It can confuse us. Bubble Beam is going to slow us down
I'm already
somehow.
confused. I don't know if I can get any worse.
I think there's like bare hands. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can get close enough before it long range snipes me.
Dang.
Metal bat, maybe a 2% chance.
2%?
Maybe a 2% chance. Maybe I can block a bubble beam with my bat.
Yeah,
and
I'm going a little higher. I'm going 5% with a metal bat. 'Cause I think I might be able to get up next to it. It does some. My left arm is gone, but I still have that one last arm to just crack into its stupid little neck. Even then, that's not going to kill it.
No, because its defenses are pretty good.
Yeah,
but
it is also a fish.
Yes, I would say if it ends up going in for a physical attack and gets close to me, 5% chance. Yeah, because I just got to get a couple good cracks on it before it's too hurt to move quickly, and then I'll be fine. Then I can just wail on it.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Oh, and then prep time though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get an AR-15. I'm gonna find cover and I'm just gonna shoot at it and then run.
Prep time. I'm going to get a nuke. I have contacts.
No, you don't have contacts.
I'll just call the President of the United States and I'll say, "Hello, Mr. President. You will give me a nuke." Say, "Give me a nuke. I'm a God-fearing American. Give me a nuke." And you'll be like, "Yes, I want to give you all my nukes."
He'll say, "I don't even know. I wish I could do a better Trump impression."
Yeah, I can't do a very good Trump.
Frank. Your name is Frank Anastasi. I've heard good things about you, Frank Anastasi. Hot sister.
Holy crap. I'll give money to Israel, Mr. Trump. I promise.
I need a deal. You see, Frankie, I have a problem. We don't give enough money to Israel.
I'll donate more money to Israel. Wait, have you ever seen the meme where it's like the Israel king or whatever they have, and he's like, please give more money to Israel, and Trump's like, shut your cracker ass up, and then that Tokugawa was like, become hyper isolationist and end free trade with the world. And he's like, yes, Tokugawa, glory to the shogun. It kills me every time. Because it's like super bass boosted too, and so it's just like horribly like crispy fried audio. Gosh, if I find it again, I'll have to send it to you. It's incredibly funny. I'm sorry, that was probably really loud and obnoxious. If you guys liked it though, why don't you follow us and like this video, comment, do whatever you can on whatever platform you're listening on. If you're listening on YouTube, remember this is also available on Spotify and Apple Podcast if you want to go listen over there. And if you want more Pokemon content and you're not already on YouTube, go to my YouTube channel. It has the same name, Certified Pokemoments. I talk about Pokemon all the time on the channel. And Joachim and I,
that's me,
we have a series on the channel called Taboo Foods. And as of this episode coming out, this upcoming Saturday, you will have a brand new Taboo Foods to look forward to. It involves, I'm not going to spoil it, but it involves a very savory jello. It's going to be a fun one. And, you know what? I am too scatterbrained this morning to remember anything else. So you know what I'm going to tell you? This has been your Certified Poke Moment.